gone ham on the romances in this book called This Is One of My Most Anticipated Books. Alice Feeney, if you ever watch one of my videos, so floppy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a book haul of all the books that I've accumulated, I think, so far this year. I've got a few books from my birthday. I just realised they're all in shop. I've got a book that I literally just bought today. I've got a few books that I've just bought online, a book that I actually bought in Norway. I've only got 7 and I'm pretty sure these are the only books that I've bought physically this year. I've bought some on my Kindle, but I haven't actually bought many on my Kindle. I've just been trying to focus on my physical TBR. My physical TBR is actually only on 3, so I needed a few more. But yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself for these being the only physical books that I've bought this year. I don't think that's too bad damage, and 2 of them are actually presents. First 2 I will show you are the oldest ones because I got them for my birthday, which was right at the end of January. And the first one is The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. I've talked a little bit about this one because it's been in quite a few TBR videos. It's actually on my TBR for these 2 months that I've just passed and I haven't read it, so it's gonna have to go back on the TBR. I am really excited to read it. It's just being in a fantasy mood, and because I love Mary E. Pearson so much, if you didn't know, she wrote Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves, which is my favourite duology, one of my favourite fantasy books of all time, and so I really want to be in a good fantasy mood to read this. I haven't really heard bad things about it, I just haven't really heard anything about it, and so I want to go in with the best open mind possible, and I haven't had that real fantasy mood yet since I've had it, so I'm waiting for that to hit me and then I'll pick it up. I believe it's about, I don't actually really know, I don't know why I'm acting like I know what it's about because I actually don't. So Bristol Keats is our main character, and it says her and her sisters struggle to stay afloat in their small quiet town of Bosekeep. When Bristol begins to receive letters from an aunt she's never heard of who promises to help, she discovers that everything she thought she knew about her family is a lie. Her father might even still be alive, kidnapped by terrifying creatures from another realm. Oh, I think she's a human, and so she goes to the land of gods, fays and monsters, and there she makes a deadly bargain with the Fey leader, but she doesn't know he's the one who drove her parents to live a life on the run. And he's just as determined as she is to find her father dead or alive. So I don't know if this has any romance in, or if like the Fey leader is the romantic love interest and it's like an enemies to lovers. Epic romantasy, so it is a romantasy. I'm very excited. I love the cover, so I really want to love it because I just think the cover is so beautiful and that's made me want to love it. However, the second one has recently come out. It's in hardback and this one's in paperback, so I'm like, do I leave it a bit longer? Because I like reading series quite close together, otherwise I forget what happens. So I'm like, do I leave it a little bit longer and then it'll be closer to when the second one will come out in paperback? But then I feel like I just need to read it when I'm in the mood, so we'll see. The second one I got for my birthday is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. Is it like a literary thriller, I think? I believe it's a similar genre to the genre of Wild Dark Shore because it's like a thriller, but it's crossed with a literary fiction maybe. That's kind of what I'm getting from the reviews, but I could be completely wrong. It doesn't have much of a blurb on the back. It just says, when their 13-year-old daughter Barbara goes missing at summer camp, all eyes fall on the Van Laar family. They're cold rich people, they own the camp, and it's happened to them before. 14 years ago their little boy Bear, this one also has a person called Bear in it, vanished without a trace. 2 children lost to the same wilderness. Is it a tragedy or a crime? Also, side note, I love the American cover of this book, and this is kind of the theme in this video. I love the American cover of this book. This cover is so disappointing. It's also a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. Being made into a film, I believe. I don't think it's a TV show, I think it's a film. I could be wrong. I'm kind of interested to read it before it gets adapted, and also Taylor Swift was listening to the audiobook of this in her documentary, so I will trust Taylor Swift's reading taste. I mean, she didn't say if she liked it or not, but we'll see. So those are the 2 that I got for my birthday. I feel like my brain is all over the place in this video if I'm not making much sense, if I'm talking really fast. Like I feel like my brain is literally working like 1,000 miles per hour. Next up is the book that I bought when I was in Norway. I kind of wanted to make a tradition like a couple years ago where I bought a book in every place that I went that had a book, like in the airport, or in a bookstore if I went to a city. I wanted that to be a tradition, and I did it with one book, and I can't even remember what book. I'm pretty sure I did it with one book in somewhere that was relatively cheap, and then I went to Iceland and I was like, a book is like triple the price of a book in the UK, so I stopped it. And Norway wasn't as bad, but it's still way more expensive than books are here. I was umming and ahhing whether to do it or not, and I thought, you know, I might not make it a tradition in every place, but it is quite cool to buy a book in somewhere else, and I like to keep the receipt as a little bookmark in it and just remember where I bought it from. The book that I picked up in Norway is Just Friends by Hayley Pham. Obviously it is in English. They have like English sections in most of their bookshops. I did check that before I bought it. It's 169 krona, which, what is that? So this was £13.35, and which is nowhere near as bad as it was in Iceland. I remember picking up a book in Iceland and it was like £25 or something, but that was a hardback, to be fair. This one was £13. In the UK this would be £9.99. Only a couple more pounds, and I think it's really fun to buy a book in other places. I really wanted to get the physical copy of this book instead of just reading it on my Kindle, because it has really cute chapter illustrations, and so I really wanted the physical copy. But Hayley Pham is a booktuber, and she's one of my favourite booktubers. I really trust her book taste. I think we have very, very similar book taste, so when I heard that she was coming out with a book, I was really excited because I thought we have such similar book taste that hopefully I like what she writes. I haven't heard the best reviews, but I do think a lot of people were going in with negative expectations or negative feelings because they think that because she's a booktuber she shouldn't be allowed to be an author as well, which I think is stupid. She's made a career on reading books, and you're saying that she's got a leg up in being an author. Like, she's made her career reading books. Yeah, probably she had a much bigger head start than like other debut authors because she put the work in to be a booktuber, so I don't really understand what everyone's issue is. I'm going in with an open mind. I'm not going to listen to anyone else's reviews, and I'm really excited to read it actually. It's nice and short. It's, I think, childhood friends to lovers, where it like goes back and forth between timelines, which is probably my second favourite trope in romance. I think my first is second chance. I guess this is kind of second chance as well actually, if it goes back and forth. It says Blair and Declan, also I love the name Blair because I love Gossip Girl. Blair and Declan were inseparable growing up, best friends who knew each other better than anyone else. When an impulsive kiss took them from friends to something more, everything changed, but just as quickly as their romance started, one moment shattered it all. 4 years later, Blair is back in their coastal hometown of Seabrook to support her mum and care for her great aunt Lottie. To make ends meet, Blair applies to work at a coffee shop, only to discover it's managed by Declan, the boy she loved, the boy she lost, the boy who still makes her heart race. As their paths keep crossing, old wounds resurface and secrets are revealed and sparks reignite. But could their future ever be free of their past? Told in dual timelines, Just Friends captures the magic and pain of first love and the journey back to people who feel like home. It sounds really good. I'm hoping it is. This is one of my most anticipated books of the year, so I thought it was really special to get it from Norway. Is the bookmark even still in here? Oh, has it got her annotated chapter at the end? Oh, that's so fun. The receipt has fallen out. Oh, I'm really disappointed by that. I always like to keep the receipt in there. Okay, next we have a little book haul that I did online the other day on Waterstones because I had a gift card that I didn't even know I had. It's one of those one for all gift cards, and they have like a little app, and I just downloaded the app and there was a £40 gift card on there, and I was like, hello? It meant that I could do some damage at the bookshop, which I did. I ordered 5 books in total because I also had a £10 gift card on there. I honestly don't know what was going on, but I ordered 5 books in total, all for free, and 2 of them were pre-orders, so they'll be coming later. In terms of actual books that are out, I got Catherine Walsh's How to Write a Love Story, which is her new release. I am so excited for this book because I love holiday romance. I liked Snowed In, so I'm very excited for her to have a romance that is not Christmas related. And I absolutely love the cover, which is kind of why I bought it physically rather than on the Kindle. I do slightly prefer the American cover. The font is different on the American cover, and I think I prefer that font. However, it is still a very beautiful cover. And I like how there's people on it, but they're very, very cartoon. Like, they're not anywhere near like a drawing, so you can still picture what the people look like yourselves, because I don't like in detailed drawings and they're very small, and I don't know why I'm going so into depth in the cover, but I just really like the cover. I believe this is a writer and an editor. I'm pretty sure her father has passed away and he was writing a book series and she has to finish off the book series for him, and it's a romance with her and his editor. So I heard someone describe it as similar plot to the Dead Romantics but without the like ghost subplot going on. A little bit similar to Beach Read, not at all in like the whole concept, but a father who passes away and two people in the writing industry, and then it's also a bit like the Dead Romantics as well. It's like a crossover between the two, and I really enjoyed both those books, so I'm hoping I enjoy it. The plot sounds really good. I have seen a few iffy reviews on it, so I'm nervous. Again, I'm going in with my own expectations. I never know what angle to put my camera at, and like before it was further down and I was slouched down like this, and now I've put it further up, but I feel like I now need to sit really high up, so sorry if the camera angle keeps changing. I'm trying to figure it out. Then we've got the X-Files. I've really gone ham on the romances in this book haul. There's 3 romances, which is kind of unheard of for me. I kind of went off the whole romance thing, and then I was really into fantasy and like romantasy instead, and I was a bit bored of normal romances. And now I've kind of got a little bit bored of fantasy and I've gone back to normal romances, so I don't know what's going on, but I just haven't read any in quite a while. Clearly was in the mood to buy loads. I love the cover, however I don't like that you can see the man's face. I don't like them telling you what the person looks like. I don't mind if they're looking away from the camera like she is, but other than that I think the cover is absolutely stunning. And what I think is even more stunning than the cover is the spine. And all the books in this series, like the spines kind of match, and they're really, really pretty, and I can't wait to have it on my bookshelf with the spine like that. Sorry, I'm talking like 1,000 miles a minute. I actually don't know what's going on. I had a coffee right before this and I'm like, ugh. Also though, it is so floppy. If you live anywhere else other than the UK, this might not be groundbreaking for you. I feel like America's books and Australia's books are always really floppy, but in the UK we just have the most, this one isn't even that bad, but we have the most stiff books you've ever seen. Like, they don't move. Oh, this one's actually a really good floppy one as well. I'm trying to find one to show you an example. That's not even the worst one still. We just don't have floppy books. This is really sad, but if I'm debating whether to buy a book and then I pick it up and it's floppy, I buy it. Because I just think it's so satisfying when a book is all floppy, and it's quite rare in the UK. So that was another factor, although I didn't actually know because I bought this online, but that when I received this and it was floppy, my life was made. Anyway, this has been out for a while, but I have really been wanting to read it for a while, but I just never read it because it's one of those books I'm like, I'll put it on my Kindle and I'll read it at some point, and I never put it on my Kindle and I never read it. And it's been on my TBR so many times, it's been on my radar for so long, and I thought I just need to actually buy it. And the spine is so pretty anyway that I kind of do want it physically anyway, and so I bought it. I don't think this is the first one. I think You Were the View is the first one, but I felt like reading this one, so I might have to read it out of order if I really enjoyed this one. As I was saying before, second chances is one of my favourite tropes, or like my favourite romance trope, and that's what this is. And it's also got a wedding in it. I love a wedding in a romance book, like when it's not the characters but there's just a wedding. I don't know, I just love that. So this one follows Georgia Woodward and Eli. Why don't I know how to pronounce any name? So they broke up 5 years ago. When they're thrown together at their best friend's wedding, sparks fly, quite literally, when the venue burns down a week before the big day. I didn't know that was part of the plot. So they rush to get everything back on track, and feelings resurface. And now, thanks to the fire, there's only one bed. What the hell? Who would have thought it? Jumping back in is terrifying, but this time will love be worth the risk? I don't know, it seems good. And then lastly for that book haul, I picked up Alice Feeney, My Husband's Wife. This is Alice Feeney's new book. It came out in January, I'm pretty sure, but I haven't read it yet. And it's another one that I was like, I'll just get it on my Kindle and then I'll never read it. And I actually really like this cover. I really like the gold and the pink together. The other thing that convinced me to pick it up in hardback, I didn't even know it had sprayed edges. It didn't have sprayed edges on the picture, but that's cool as well. But the other thing that convinced me to pick it up in a hardback is that the main character has the same name as me. So I thought if there ever was an Alice Feeney book to get in hardback, it would be the one that has the same name as me. And I really wish I got it signed. It's actually, see, I'm slouching down and now I'm down here. I need to right, I don't have any Alice Feeney books signed, and she's one of my favourite authors. How cool would it have been to have the one that has my name in signed? And Alice Feeney, if you ever watch one of my videos, I know you won't, but if you ever do, please confirm to me whether I inspired the name, because you commented on my Instagram once and it was like a couple years ago, and I'm thinking, could you have been brainstorming names by then? Did I inspire the name for this book? Because if I did, then you are actually going to have to sign this book for me. I love Alice Feeney. Rock, Paper, Scissors is my favourite thriller book of all time. I haven't been too keen on some of the recent releases just because I don't feel like they were as good, but you can't compare like an author's best book to all her other books. So they've still been good, they just haven't been Rock, Paper, Scissors. But I've heard really, really good reviews for this one. I'm pretty sure she's a wife. So she lives with her husband and she goes out one day and then she comes back. Sorry if the camera angle has changed, my camera ran out, but we're back to it. So what I was saying was, I think this book is basically, she has a husband and she lives with her husband, and she goes out one day, she comes back home and her husband doesn't remember who she is, and there is another wife living there and they're both like, who are you? And she's like, I'm the owner of this house. 6 months earlier, reclusive Londoner named Birdie, reeling from a life-changing diagnosis, inherits spyglasses. Unexpected gift from... My husband's wife is a tangled web of deception, obsession and mystery that will keep you guessing until the last page. Apparently, though, I have heard people say that they didn't enjoy the ending because it's a bit open, which I'm concerned about, but we'll see. And the last one, which I literally picked up this morning on my little supermarket trip. I always have a little look at the books in the supermarket because they're usually pretty cheap and they have a good selection actually. This one I have heard so much about recently and I have really wanted to read it, but I thought I'd get it on my Kindle because I don't really like the cover. But then I was like, it's literally like the same price as a Kindle book to just buy it in paperback, and it was also a little bit floppy. And that is The Names by Florence Knapp. US cover is so much nicer. This cover is a little bit, I don't like, who's this man? Like, I know he's the main character, but I don't know, I don't want him there. Like a matte cover and it feels really nice, so I thought, why not? It basically follows this man and it's called The Names because it follows all the different names that his mother might have named him and where his life would have led with that name. In 1987, in the wake of a great storm, Cora sets out with her youngest daughter to register the birth of her son. Her husband expects her to follow tradition and call the baby after him, but is it right for her child to inherit his name from generations of domineering men? Her choice will shape the course of their lives. 7 years later, her son is Bear, a name chosen by his sister, hoping he will grow up to be brave and big-hearted. Or he is Julian, the name his mother set her heart on, keen for him to become his own person. Or he is Gordon, named after his father and raised in his cruel image, but is there a chance to break the mould? Powerfully moving and full of hope, this story is of 3 names, 3 versions of a life, and the infinite possibilities that a single decision can spark. And this is actually going to give me anxiety about naming my future child, so I'm so excited for that. Sounds really good. I also don't really like the spine, because the man is also on the spine, like, can he go away? I like the colours. It seems like a really interesting read. Those are all the books that I've bought so far this year. I haven't done too much damage. I'm pretty proud of myself, but these are all books I'm really excited to read, so I can't wait to put them on my TBR. I'm actually about to film my TBR jar video, so that will be coming very soon. It will have all these books in it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe down below and you'll be notified every time that I upload, which is every Saturday now. I changed it from Sunday to Saturday, so every Saturday there will be a new video for you to watch, and if you click the bell you'll be notified when they go up. And if you want to, you can follow my social medias at _libraryofeden on both TikTok and Instagram, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye.